Whoa, whoa.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Myra. Today's topics are three of the scandals of the Richard Nixon presidency. These three scandals are the illegal use of phenytoin, the Vietnam War, and the Watergate scandal. Let's begin with Nixon's illegal use of phenytoin. Phenytoin is a prescribed medication used to prevent, treat, and control seizures. According to a 2023 website called Phenytoin, written by Mohit Gupta and Jason Tripp, which can be found in the National Library of Medicine. One of the most adverse effects of phenytoin is psychosis, which includes delusions, hallucinations, and abnormal behaviors and thoughts. According to a 2021 history collection website titled The Dark Side of Richard Nixon by John Killerlane, Nixon was able to obtain phenytoin from his friend, John Dreyfus, who was not a doctor. This unprescribed use of phenytoin is believed to have caused Nixon's abnormal behavior, which included answering incoherently to questions from reporters and beating his wife. Unfortunately for the Nixon presidency, this would not be the only scandal. Another scandal would occur during the Vietnam War. According to page 42 on the ebook version of the 2014 book titled Richard Nixon and the Vietnam War by David Schmitz, by the time that Nixon ran for presidency, the U.S. had spent $30 billion a year. More U.S. bombs had been dropped on Vietnam than during all of World War II, and over 30,000 Americans had been killed. The American people wanted the Vietnam War to end. President Nixon had promised that he would end the war with the escalation. He had promised peace. But Richard Nixon is a politician. Nixon's approach to the Vietnam War was escalation and expansion, while promising the public that he would soon end the Vietnam War. Nixon wanted an American victory over communism, while the American people just wanted peace. The Vietnam War would not be the only disagreement between President Nixon and the American people. Another disagreement would occur during the third scandal, Watergate. According to page 10 and 11 on the only edition of the 2003 printed book titled Watergate, the presidential scandal that shook America, by Keith Olsen. The Watergate scandal started because Richard Nixon was afraid of the American public's reaction to the new information about the Vietnam War that was being provided by the New York Times newspaper. Nixon wanted secrecy. Because of his fear, Nixon told the FBI to wiretap members of the National Security Council and news reporters from the New York Times. The Watergate scandal became public in 1972 when 5 burglars that had been hired by Nixon were caught and arrested for breaking into the office of the National Democratic Committee. Because of the Watergate scandal, the people began to lose faith in the president, and there were 3 articles of impeachment against the president. Because of the magnitude of the Watergate scandal, Nixon resigned in 1974, and so he has become the only U.S. president to resign from office, thus bringing the Watergate scandal to an end. In conclusion, the 3 scandals of the Richard Nixon presidency are the illegal use of phenytoin, the Vietnam War, and the Watergate scandal. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.